So the thing is, we'll have a short discussion on Beloved because we have already seen the movie, and it'd be better if we can come up with a few questions and then we'll discuss the movie. So, Beloved, the first question that came to me with Beloved is, what are the motivations behind sex action, and how can that influence the plot? So there are a few things that can happen because Seth's action are primarily motivated by the traumatic experience that she had as a slave, and she is trying to protect her children. So she doesn't want the same thing to happen to her kids. She wants to uh, she wants to protect her kids. She doesn't want them to have the same horrors of slavery that she has seen and experienced. So the deep scars that is still within her, she's trying to endure it, and she's trying to make a safe place for her children. That's the a profound way that we can shape the action of Seth. Uh, Further, we can divide that into a few subdivisions. First is the traumatic experience as a slave, because as a slave, she has endured so much, and those experiences have left an indelible marks on her, and it is also affecting her psyche. And propelling on that, she is trying to take extreme measures at some times, and she is trying to heal that to her kids so that they doesn't have a similar fate as like Seth. And next is the abandonment and harrowing escape, because Seth's memories of her own mother abandoning her has a very harrowing. Like she also had a very narrow escape from the slavery. Those are the fuels which added motivation, I would say. And apart from that, the determination that she had uh, to live a free life apart from slavery uh, was also there, because she wanted her kids to be a free person living in the world, and that's the direct result of her own suffering, I could say. And she is a person who has devoted herself to raise her children as a free person, and Seth's unwavering devotion to her children propels her to do these actions. And whatever things that she takes, whatever decisions that she takes, everything is based on the love she has for her offsprings, and that's the driving force which can which can be called a relentless pursuit of freedom and safety for her kids. And apart from that, the influence of plot, uh, we can also say that it shapes the character of uh, Seth. And Seth's motivation is profoundly shaping the interactions which she has with other characters and influencing the relationships, and in maybe say navigating the conflicts throughout the story. It is also a driving mechanism for significant events, because the motivations are there in the narrative, and it is impacting the decisions that she is taking. For example, she's trying to keep Beloved with them, even though there are struggles in the later stage. She's trying to safeguard, because she is in a guilty feeling that she has murdered the kid and the kid has somehow come back. That is also there, and these are the driving forces for all these significant events. And it is also determining a character choice, because again, it is a direct um, choice that it's a direct impact, I could say, because that influences the trajectories of plot and the development of other characters in the story. The sons running away, the daughter being there, and she trying to take care of Beloved, and she reminded of her grandmother from the past. So these are the things that have uh, influence the plot according to Seth's action. And the next question is, how does Seth's unwavering decision or devotion to her kids drive the significant events and choices in the plot? Uh, Starting from the escape, where she was working as a slave, the happy place, uh, Seth's determination to secure freedom for her kids is the lead that she's trying to take in that escape, and this pivotal choice sets the tone for in the entire narrative, and that becomes the driving force for all the subsequent events. And even the murder of Beloved, uh, is like it is because of the love she has for the children, the ultimate uh, motherly love that leads her to do that act, and that is actually a desperate act, I could say. And being the murder of her own daughter, Beloved, it's almost a shocking experience and a shocking act, which is a direct result to Seth consuming desire to shield her kids from all those horrors of slavery, and it also reflects the depth of a devotion as a mother, I could say, and the struggle with guilt and trauma. So, Seth's devotion influenced her with the ongoing struggle with guilt and trauma because she knew that she is a martyr, and her actions and choices are shaping her with all the things that are being told, and she grapples everything with consequences, and the main reason why she's doing all these is because of her past experience, and that's the reason why she is deciding it to uh, do so. The interactions which she has with other characters, like let's say, leading to the conflicts between uh, her and other characters, the alliances that she has, and the shaping of dynamics within the story when we see Paul Dean. So these are the things that I could say is the central motivation or the driving force of the narrative, which can be seen as a profound shape given to the plot development. And the choices, her actions, and the events that are unfold are they're like linked. They're linked together. There is a fierce commitment which Seth has towards protecting her child. Uh, I could say at all costs, and that is what is making her to be the mother that she is. And the third question would be, can you explain the experiences of characters like Holly and Polly in the context of the story through messages and themes? So I would say like the entire story, Hallie's experience as a devoted son and husband reflected in the theme of uh, let's say, devastating impact of slavery as an individual. And he's quite strong, and the masculinity is actually overshadowed by the infantilities that he's faced as a slave man. And it also highlights the struggle of self identity and self worth. He's still questioning it, and Hallie's source of self worth, and it comes from caring and protecting his loved ones. And he also emphasizes on the importance of community and support. These are the things which I could say that enhances the theme of the story. But on the other hand, we have Paul D. He has a haunting past, and he is always, I could say, locked away feelings. He has locked away feelings, and he is trying to demonstrate the lasting effect of slavery on individuals and communities, and his traumatic experiences on every emotional turmoil reflects on the struggle of self-identity. He's trying to figure it out, and the impact of history on personal and collective identity is also there. There is a romantic relationship he's trying to form between Seth and himself, but there are conflicts in cities which is also explored. There is complexities of a family bond. There is the theme of motherhood and grief. And I would say, like overall, Holly and Polly's experience, uh, along with the theme of the novel, has the impact of slavery, self-identity. There is a community support, and as usual, the complexities of family bond. So these are the contributions that they have on their character role, which has given a multi-layer message to the entire novel and novel below it. So moving on to the next question, can you elaborate on the complexities of family bond and the theme of motherhood and grief as exemplified in romantic relationship between Poldy and Seth. So I was just talking about the brief relationship that they have in between. Um, but yeah, the romantic relationship between Poldy and Seth serves as a, I could say, like it's a poignant experience of complexities of family bond. The theme of motherhood and grief is always there, and Seth's deep emotional ties try to. She's trying to have it towards the deceased. Sorry, the daughter whom she had killed, beloved, and this trauma of experience as a former slave shapes the dynamic of their relationship with Polly. Um, Seth's mother, even though she was there for Seth, she was not there when Seth needed her the most, and that also has a traumatic past in Seth, and that's the reason why Seth's motherly love towards the children uh, goes beyond death. I would say the highlight. She highlights the enduring strength of maternal bond, and even in facing tremendous suffering, she was there, and she even dared to kill the children just for their own safety. And this theme also portrays there is resilience, there is capacity for love amidst profound loss and anguish. Seth's experience as a mother, especially in a in the context of slavery, and it's more like a dehumanizing effect. It gives a dehumanizing effect. Further, it also illustrates maternal grief, and there is the length in which that she gives out to the character to protect her children and give enough uh, to make them safe. And when Beloved was there on the arrival of Beloved, the embodiment of Seth's daughter introduces more complexity and more like a haunting dynamics into the entire family, mostly between the relationship between Seth and Polly. So it brings to a forefront that the enduring impact of maternal loss and unresolved emotions, which is surrounded with grief and trauma put together. And she trying to do those things, the overwhelming love for a daughter who has come back, uh, all those unresolved emotions linked to drama, the traumatic past, everything comes out, and there is there is also a few interactions between the development of the romantic relationship between Polly and Seth. But I would say like we can see Polly as a supportive character, more like an understanding partner who underscores the theme of empathy and compassion, because he was always there, standing with Seth whenever she takes the decisions that she does, and he is trying to grapple with Seth willingly, and moreover with Seth's past and the manifestations of Beloved, which demonstrates the complexity of the relationships that they have. It's more like a deep-seated maternal grief, uh, but they're trying to endure it together. The the traumatic past. But on the whole, I would say that the romantic relationship between Paul D and Seth serves as a exploration of intricate maternal love, grief, and trauma. Everything is like connected together, and it shows the complexity of the family bond, and the experiences also encapsulates the profound emotional depth that everybody has in that particular given background, and it is always interconnected to the theme and the narrative of the entire story. It doesn't go apart from that. Okay, moving on to the last question. In what ways does the arrival of Beloved, the embodiment of Seth's daughter, introduced a complex and haunting dynamic relationship? So we have already unraveled few in the early question, but to add on to that, the arrival of Beloved introduces more like a haunting experience in the entire plot. See presence of uh, the presence of Beloved serves as a, let's say, this is what the serial reminder of Seth's traumatic past as a slave and the day that she has murdered the kids. So she is trying to be the mother that she wanted to be in that particular stage. The tension created around Seth and the history of her identifying as a mother, it impacts the ability that is going to be there uh, to the kid that she uh, has had but could not save. So the the tension that creates around herself as a mother, it impacts the ability of Seth and Beloved trying to trigger the flow of emotions, the repressed emotions that she has. See, whenever Beloved is alone with Seth, uh, she tries to ask questions that triggers Seth's past, and these are the things that adds more profound feeling of guilt and grief, which she has uh, repressed within herself. And Seth is like with the arrival of Beloved, Seth is lending her to grapple all those profound emotions like guilt and grief over her actions and the repercussions that she has done. So the inner turmoil affects her interactions with Baldy, and there is a struggle navigating their relationship. There again, it is a conflict relationship, but they're trying to do that. Additionally, we have Beloved's embodiment, which represents both physical and emotional intrusion between Seth and Baldy. The presence serves as a disruptive force and it is demanding attention. Yes, of course, Beloved wants attention all the time. And she also stirs up few unresolved issues, creating a barrier between intimacy and the stability which they are trying to build. So that's there. And on the whole, I would say like Beloved's arrival tests Polly's understanding, patience, and commitment towards Seth. And he tries to comprehend all things, but he tries to coexist. But there's a deep emotional impact on Seth's past, and all those complexities, all those maternal grief comes out, and that's how the dynamic challenge uh, between relationships. Even there is a drift between Seth and the daughter who's already there. So the bond of the entire bond is faced with drama and the unresolved histories. So these are the things which I feel like Beloved is trying to uh, bring in for a for the adding of layers and complexities in the already existing one. And the tension of relationship is always there. There's always tension between each and every relationship, and this is how the narrative is trying to shape the entire Beloved with more layers of dynamics into it. So that's it. And I hope the discussion helps you. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.